Hi, it's Phoenix Genesis. So here's animal encounters on the Pacific Crest Trail for the last 10 years, part two. I thought I had included them all, and then just the other day I was sitting around and a bunch of other ones popped in my head, went through some of my videos. So I talked about small spiders that get in your shoes. Well, let's talk about the big furry tarantula. One reason I carry now rechargeable headlamp and rechargeable little Rovivon flashlight instead of just one headlamp with batteries. I was going, I forgot, somewhere probably around Kitchen Creek area, or it was one of those climbs outside of Boulder Oaks, and I had my headlamp died, so I had to stop to put the batteries in. And of course I had nothing, just the phone, which I didn't feel like pulling out, so I'm kind of in the dark. I get the headlamp up, and there's the big tarantula sitting right there next to me. Didn't bite me, didn't rear up. There's some friendly tarantulas and unfriendly tarantulas that I've seen when I used to live in Arizona. And I had the same situation of a tarantula when our battery died on a really cheap, wind-up, cranky flashlight up on Mount Wilson. And I was banging on it, got it going, and there was the tarantula next to me. So that's something to think about at night. So also when you get up to, do number 1 or 2 in the night, between the scorpions in the desert, possible tarantula, skunk. You don't want to get sprayed by that. Fortunately, there's lots around here in my yard, and possums, but I've never seen any on the trail. But other people have encountered skunks. I remember one guy was in his tent. It was a skunk up in the Angeles Forest. So it was a skunk on one side and a rattlesnake on the other side. It was like nowhere to go on the trail. Just snooze in and relax that day. Take a little Nero day on the trail. So that's another thing. Dogs. Especially people, for some reason, the nice people, their dogs are on leash. The people have the mean dogs tend to like to let them run off leash, and that's not always true. But I've run into some dog situations on the trail that's where you got trekking poles. You can put that distance between you and the dog. The worst dog situation I had was I was with my service dog Ray. This was back in 2016. We had resupplied at Florence Lake, and we were taking the ferry out. That ferry goes to, not to be confused with the VVR ferry. This ferry goes out to Muir Ranch. So same price. So anyway, ferry comes in the morning. We got there late at night. It was a nice full moon. We slept out on the deck. Next morning, I wake up. I've got this giant dog on top of me. I think my boyfriend said it was a Rottweiler. It was a big white thing, whatever it was. Kind of looked pit bullish. But anyway, it was a big dog, and it had big male, this is in my face, and I just remember my dog Ray being very upset, like, get off mommy, and this dog kind of growling, and like, no, she's mine now. And they're ready to fight for me, and I'm like, no, Ray, just don't do it. And there was nothing I could do. I'm like cowboy camping, and the thing's on top of me, and I just basically said, excuse me, did someone lose a dog? And this older guy came over the hill, and he's like, yeah, it's mine. And he got the dog, and that was that. Apparently the dog was supposedly not aggressive, but cowboy camping, you're always going to run into things like that. Oh, that was another one I remember too, another dog incident. So I had rolled into Lake Morena, and it was midnight, and I just didn't want to worry about the morning. I got to go to the ranger station, pay to camp there, and Steve had waited for me, and he had like some snacks and water, and I decided just to move on. So there were 2 incidences, one cool, one bad. So I was walking through Lake Morena, and everybody had their tents out, over by where the gazebo is, the PCT section, kind of like in the field there. And like, I swear to God, like, it was like the thing with the 100 frogs in Mountain Laguna. There was like 100 buddy rabbits just all like chilling there. So that was like actually kind of cool, and I was like, wow, no one knows because they're all sleeping, but there were just all these like rabbits. I forgot what, I've hiked in March, April, and May, so I forget. I'd have to look back what year that was. So I don't remember which month it was, but that was pretty cool. And then the other thing that wasn't cool, and I'll get back to rabbits again, another thing that wasn't cool, so I kind of walked maybe 2 miles out, and I just set up my tarp, and that morning someone had a dog and it was off leash and scared the living cheese out of me. That thing just came running right up to my tarp, and I remember I was tired, so I just threw the Sil Poly poncho tarp over me. Big mistake, a lot of condensation, but anyway, so I just have this dog like running up to me, sticking its nose under what's under the tarp, and it was friendly dog, kind of brown pound puppy kind of looking thing, but it wasn't a puppy, it was an adult dog. Just scared me, but yeah, that was not cool. So anyway, that was another incident I had with animals. Rabbits, I always see a bunny or two between Boulder when you go from leaving Lake Morena to Boulder Oaks. There's always a bunny out there, so that's pretty cool, and it's just nice to just see it there. It's a little friendly little thing. So that's another animal encounter I had. So I think, thinking if there's anything else, there probably is, so many years of hiking, but those are the big ones. Again, you've got all the little bugs. Oh, another snake one too. So not rattlesnake, but after you get traumatized by rattlesnakes, in your mind, when you're really tired at night and you see something and it's getting dark, it's a rattlesnake too, even if it isn't. And so I remember I was at San Ysidro Creek, and my friend's like, oh, camp here with me. And, I thought about it, and, it'd be cool to kind of camp with someone, but I really wanted to sleep by myself at Eagle Rock, just to have it all to myself for once, So I was like, now I'm going to push on. So I had gotten around San Ysidro Creek, and the creek kind of followed the trail for a little bit, and it was getting dark, and so my vision wasn't that good, the dusk. So I'm coming around the corner, and I did this big black and yellow snakes all curled up right on the trail, and I don't know, so I just scream. It's just one of those things, you just come around, your foot's about to go on the snake. I scream. And they're working on the roof next door. So I screamed, and the poor snake, it just like bolted. Oh yeah, that was another rattlesnake encounter. So I was with my service dog Jake, his Siberian Husky. He was about 7 months at the time. You can see that video. And we're going up Kitchen Creek, and it's very hot, very exposed. This was the end of May. That was never again end of May. But anyway, I was going up, and there was like a rock that protruded from the trail, very narrow corridor right up there. Not kind of a drop down on one side and nothing on the other side, and the snake's like, oh, this is a perfect little siesta spot. And Jake had walked over the rock, which I guess the vibration woke the snake. They don't hear, they feel the vibration. So then my foot's going over, and this little head pops out, and man, if you watch a video, you hear me just screaming. And it was the first time Jake had seen a rattlesnake, and I was really impressed. He was just calm, and I was like, snake. And yeah, that was not a fun experience. So again, I don't run on the trail at all. I go nice and slow and look around, and I don't like headphones. A lot of people like music, podcasts. If I'm playing music, I'll just sit on a lunch break and play something through my phone speakers for a minute or two, one or two songs. But I don't hike with I'm kind of hearing impaired this year, so I want to have all the hearing to hear a rock slide, a rattlesnake, whatever I need to hear on the trail. So anyway, that's it. Peace out, and I'm so excited. I'm out here waiting. I get 2 new pieces of gear today. I get some Alpha Direct socks, which my friend Chris had on the trail, which I was coveting. I was like, I'm so jealous. I want those. Got them from Garage Grown Gear, and also from Garage Grown Gear. I got a Alpha Direct beanie from another company. I forgot what. It's not Senshi. It's not Farpoint. I forgot the name of the company. But anyway, I'll show you those two. Once I have those, then I can actually pack up my backpack and do a ultralight gear review for what I'm taking for 2025. So anyway, talk to you guys later. Bye.